Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome back to Saeed TV, and we are live with another match. What we call it Sunday Night Unfiltered podcast. We're here. Big up to the building. Big up to everybody who's locked in. Make sure, guys, over 200 of you already in the chat. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We got man like Double A in the building. We're in the, is it 2018?
Now from the last World Cup, home and away. Listen, I'm fully Brazilian tonight, guys. Listen, I don't know whether to go by. Give you a little glimpse of my real name, Arau Robertino. That's what I think I'm going by tonight.
Yeah.
Of Ronaldinho and that, you know what I mean? I almost went for the Ronaldo and just did a thing with my hair, bro, to be fair. United is Brazilian. United via Rio. Let me tell you, I'm gassed for this show tonight. But big up, everyone. Thanks for inviting me back, as always. It's good to be... It's the place to be on a Sunday night, mate, for United fans. 100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Nah, man. Big up, man. Big up. We got a man like Flawless in the building. You get me? What are you telling me, Flawless? You good?
Yeah, man, I'm blessed. Like Double A said, big up for having me as well. I echo that as always. Large up the chat. Make sure you lot smash up the like, subscribe. See Saeed with the new intro that I'm loving. I'm loving your adding value. You've put you know what I'm saying? You spent money on the production value. So I'm fucking with that.
Listen,
so you lot hit the like button and subscribe. Yesterday's price is not today's price, people. Yesterday's price is not today's price. But yeah, man, I'm blessed. United have won, I think it's 2 cup games since we last won this, you know, and we did the last show. So yeah, and looking forward to chopping it up and seeing what the chat have to say as well.
Absolutely. Talk about price, you know what I mean? Chelsea's price is crazy. Obviously, big up to Robert. Says Enzo to Chelsea soon. They're building a super team. Listen, we've got a lot to talk about. We will discuss in the midst of it Chelsea and their kind of madness that they're doing right now. But listen, man, we have to bring you some news about Christian Eriksen. You might have seen it last night, plastered all over social media, but it shows Christian Eriksen in crutches coming out of Old Trafford there. As you can see, looks like, I don't know, it could be for his foot, his ankle, we don't know yet, but he got a rash challenge from Carroll, who didn't get booked by that, by the way, which is an absolute crazy situation. Now, obviously, he got red carded anyway, double yellow and whatnot. But what you reckon, Double A, man? Big blow. Obviously, our midfield is light as it is, man. To have Eriksen has been a key figure for Man United this season in terms of the way we played under Ten Hag. How big of a blow is it, Double A? I don't know if he's frozen there. Double A, you there?
I think he's frozen. He's frozen. Yeah, he's frozen.
Flawless, chat to me, man.
Yeah.
What are you saying, man?
About
it's a big blow, man. Eriksen, big blow.
I've spoken on this very show about how our squad is like and how I said this is why we can't go and win the Premier League. We can't go and compete for the Premier League because of our lack of squad depth. Yes, the 11 is doing great, or 13, 14. Yes, Ten Hag is doing great. Yes, Manchester United are way ahead of where I expected us to be at this point. Like at this point, I'm looking at the season and going, not will it be success? It's how much of a success will it be? I've not said that in years. You know what I'm saying? The last time that I stated that was under the Fergie era. So yeah, with Eriksen missing, of course, a big blow because we don't have any other midfielder of his profile. So yeah, obviously we don't know the extent of the injury. Hopefully it's only a short space. Hopefully it's only a short amount. Like if it was a month, let's say it was the rest of January, which is a couple days, and the whole month of February, and we're going back in March. There is a lot of games, but when I look into those matches outside of the Barcelona game, which I think he will be sorely missed, even though I still expect us to get past Barcelona. I look at the league games. I look at the Carabao Cup final because we will get past Forest on Wednesday. All of those games are manageable without Eriksen. I'm looking more so at Europe without him. When I look at the likes of Palace, Leeds back-to-back, who else we got? I'm trying to think. But they're just 3 of the fixtures off the top of my head.
Brentford
I know we
away.
have Brentford away. But Brentford away, obviously, that'll be the same day as the cup final, so that will probably get booed. But to my point, when I look back at the fixture schedule, I'm sure somebody will drop it in the chat. I look at February and just go Premier League fixtures. I don't look at any of them and go, oh, I can't believe we don't have Eriksen. Barcelona, he will be missed. If we go out to Barcelona, it will be very reminiscent of getting beat by Arsenal and there being no Casemiro. I think he's that key to what we do. Because again, let me repeat this, people. Whether you rate Eriksen or not, there's nobody in our team who is his profile. There's nobody. Like, Fred's not as good as Casemiro, but at least Fred can go in the midfield and try and do that role. We have there's no Eriksen replacement, people. Fred isn't like Eriksen. McTominay isn't like Eriksen. And then you're talking youngsters. Are we really going to put it on youngsters? So, yeah, big up to Andy in the building as well. So, yeah, Eriksen's a big miss. And hopefully he's not out for too long. And hopefully it kicks us into gear this window to go and get a midfielder on loan. Because we need one. You know what I'm saying? Go find a midfielder just for the rest till the rest of the season.
Big up to HK Music goes, they got to close the window before Chelsea buy all the players we want in the summer. Before I bring you in, Andy, Double A, Eriksen injury, obviously, you know what I mean? It could be, Anna says here, it might not be serious, but you know what I mean? It's one of them where you kind of get a bit worried when you see that sort of situation, especially midfield. Anywhere else,
big up Premzy as well, by the way. So it's good.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Big up Premzy TV as well, man. Big up my guy Premzy. Scott McTominay, exactly there. Scott McTominay's going in for you there. You know what I mean? So it's a sticky one, isn't it? Because Eriksen, a lot of people kind of look at him and think, oh, you know, certain games we look a bit, you know, we get outnumbered in that midfield, and there's sort of people that put up their kind of his shortcomings. But Flores said he has been, you know, key part of what Ten Hag has wanted this season.
Yeah, first of all, apologies. My internet was acting more shaky than Eriksen on them crutches a minute ago, so apologies for that.
Yeah.
It's worrying, and we've long said, and I was repeating it, and when James was on, he was trying to shoot me down, and this squad is very shaky, and it's very light, and it's very thin, and, you know, we're all worried that he's going to be out for what could be, you know, minimum 2 weeks, could be 4 weeks. You don't know. So we needed a midfielder anyway. So now you can kind of say we need two. You know, it doesn't look good if we get an injury to Casemiro, God forbid. You know, that doesn't happen. You're looking at a midfield of Mainu, Fred, and McTominay, and we can't carry that. But even if we don't get injuries and Fred has to come in, there's no rotation. So then players are getting more tired and more prone to injury. And it's just a worrying time for Manchester United. And we'll dissect where we need to go and what we need to do, and if there's anything we actually can do. But, you know, as good as Eriksen has been, you can see he has been in need of rotation because he's started to look tired. He started to only last 60 minutes. And it's again, we're having to overplay players, and the manager's having to do it because he's not got many options on the bench. It's, like I say, worrying that it's so thin, and we need reinforcements urgently. Like today, we need to go and do something today. Absolutely.
Yeah, Andy. Obviously, you know what I mean. You see that as well. Got 7 assists so far this season. Been an integral part. You know what I mean. I don't think Ten Hag. Listen, there's a case for overplaying him, but that injury there was more of an impact injury. I don't think it's fatigue. I don't think it's anything to do with that. I don't think personally. It's that challenge from Andy Carroll, which he didn't get booked for, by the way, which is a bit of a disgrace.
Absolute fog. What you expect from a Cockney Geordie.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I mean? So, you're built a show, by the way.
Cockney, Scouse, whatnot. Says it all.
Mixed bag.
The Baker Grove Nunes, that's what he is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm late. I was sleeping. I got your message.
Cool. No, don't worry, man.
Get your rest, man. Get your rest, man.
It's hard to be a legend these days, Andy.
Oh, yeah, I went to Stoke. I went to Stoke today and watched an FA Cup game for 12 quid against Stevenage.
Yeah. We talk about the players needing rest. It's the right on the show as well. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta get your rest, man. That makes perfect sense. Man. We understand.
Big up Say's channel and all the guys as well. So yeah. I think Eriksen, he's been so vital in our resurgence since August, and he's played a part. And you wonder, was he a necessary last night to play? But Ten Hag fielded a strong side, wanted to get the game won, and he's got Wednesday in mind now. He can't rotate now. Games coming with Wednesday, maybe Garnacho, Palestri to play. Maguire may get another game. And maybe change the goalkeeper as well, because you've got nothing to worry about and all that. I've got nothing against Nottingham Forest, but I'm sure he'll have a go. I'm sure we've got more than enough in the tank. Rashford will rest as well. So, yeah, Eriksen, maximum 2 weeks injury. Not happy about it. And the rest of the squad get a well-earned rest on Wednesday. And we just get the job done. Don't lose. Even if it's a draw, we get to Wembley. And whoever we play, I still think there's a side to be played with Southampton and Newcastle. Because it's
I think it's in the balance.
So it's still excited to be. So all of Jardy's thinking the same thing. It over for you. Yeah, mate. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
I hope you're right on that, Andy. I hope you're right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't rate Southampton at all. But I hope you are right and Southampton get through. I'd rather see them play. Sorry to cut you off, Say.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. Like I said, I just think that's a critical situation at midfield. I think everywhere else, I think you can kind of mask it up a little bit. But the drop-off is not great, you know what I mean? Fred is going to be useful, but then when his impact like lessens flawless and you kind of like see the deficiencies, everyone's like, right, Fred out now. It's kind of normal. What Ten Hag is doing now is bringing him in, bringing him out. It's not kind of like overusing Fred for some reason. And I think that's very good because when you start to overuse him, you start to see a little bit more deficiencies. But are you worried about the midfield balance now if we don't try to reinforcement? Because again, the drop-off is huge, isn't it? McTominay, not good enough, you know what I mean? Fred, obviously, you know what I mean, needs to be used sporadically, innit?
I've been concerned about this the entire season. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I use the same phrase all the time. Go back and look at previous shows when I've spoken about our squad. I said it on this show just when you asked me about Eriksen's injury initially. This is all over the pitch, though. This just isn't a midfield issue. The only way this could be a blessing in disguise is it kicks the people into gear to now go and get us a midfielder. It's like, right, maybe they weren't looking at it like this. And we're like, United are flying, playing well, winning most matches. Eriksen and Casemiro's cool. Now with Eriksen's gone, you've seen it. What happens if, God forbid it happens, Casemiro gets injured? We are back to McTominay and Fred, but it's not just a midfield issue. The drop-off at centre-back is huge. If Varane or Martinez get injured, it's Lindelof and Maguire. Again, yes, they've played well, but Varane is miles clear of both of those two. Martinez is miles clear both of those two. Wan-Bissaka has been a good deputy for Dalot. But I think Dalot's better than Wan-Bissaka, and you see his deficiencies. We've seen it it was the first goal against Arsenal when Wan-Bissaka and Shaw both get caught at the back post. To me, if Dalot's there, they don't score that equalizer because Dalot, that's something that he's very good at in his game. So yeah, it is like Eriksen being injured really does concern me, and I was really, really worried about this. My whole issue was if our 11 stays fit, cool, we'll have a great season. If we get 3-4 injuries, now I'm looking at it going, all right, this makes it much tougher. And United shouldn't be in the situation. And as good as Ten Hag has been, give him better tools. Like you said, mention it with Fred. The reason why we're seeing the best of Fred is a squad player. And Ten Hag is using a squad player as a squad player. And you see the best out of him. And that's what it is. Like I said, Dalot's been injured. We don't know what's going on. Eriksen's now injured. Martial's injured. That's 3 of our first 11. What happens if it's 2 more and then you're getting half the team? We are going to see the drop-off. We play 2 games a week now from February all the way up until, I think, April. And that's excluding potentially going further in the Europa League, which is 2 more games.
Is that seriously? Is that with the FA Cup?
Yeah, that's without the FA Cup. Go look at the fixture. Go look at the fixture list because FA Cup's back in March. And that's excluding Europa League, which let's not forget, that's 2-legged ties. And this is an extra round that they've added in. So you have the round of 32 or round of 16, then the round of 8, then the semi-final.
It's a fixed round. That's what it is. Just to get through to the next 32.
Just to get to the 32. So we got 32, a round of 16, a round of 8, and a round of 4. They're all 2-legged ties, people.
It's a free hit against Barcelona. It's a free hit, guys. So if we go out, I won't be crying. Depends how we go out. It depends how we go out. If we get smashed, I don't want it affecting our League Cup final preparations for that weekend.
Yes, 3 days. Is it 3 days? But it's 3 days. The second leg's 3 days before. So now we're going to see how Ten Hag's tested and see what he does. I expect him to play a strong team in both. But Dembele being injured is a plus for us because Dembele's out.
Definitely a big plus.
Dembele. So they've just had a big injury blow as well, even though they're in a similar boat in terms of their form. But again, I've said it all the time. Stylistically, I like how we match up against Barcelona. I'm saying we're a team better without the ball. Big pitch at the new camp. All them runners we have in behind, all that pace third person runners from midfield. So yeah, we'll see. But I trust Ten Hag to deal with the situation. This is what he gets paid big money for. Is to deal with these type of situations.
Yep, absolutely. Zamias is saying here, Andy, half of United fans are Cockney. We had our revenge at the Emirates. Hope you get the Europa League final. We will beat United again with Trossard, Jesus, and Caicedo. Oh, gosh.
Think about Arsenal fans. They love giving it, but they can't take it. That's all I will say with Arsenal. So when you come a cropper this season, even if you still win the league, you won't know how to handle it. Just remember that.
Yeah, and just to respond to his super chat, half Manchester United fans ain't English. Let's put that out there. Manchester United are a worldwide juggernaut of a fan base. Yeah. Half of Manchester United fans are not even English. You know what I'm saying? And they wouldn't know that, but no European heritage League, and all that.
When you win that,
when you win that, that's when you become heritage. You know what I'm saying? Heritage. Exactly. You got 3. You know what I'm
saying? The only thing Arsenal in my place is that. And I don't need wakey wines for this. I don't need go away. I don't need that. I get it dirt cheap. So Dana, hit me up if you want it, because I can get it and match your man's credit card out.
Andy's hilarious, man. Andy's hilarious. You know what though? I feel like for me, it might be numbers double A, but it's not like quality depth, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not in the middle of the park, especially centre backs as well. The ones that come out, it's Lindelof and Maguire. You know what I mean? It's not what, the manager is very hesitant to kind of like displace them in it. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. We can all say, there's players there. We can live to the end of the season, but the quality of where Ten Hag wants to play, it's not going to be there, is it? That's the thing. Like, the way we've been playing this season, the intensity. Why do you think Ten Hag has not done enough substitutions or not done enough, changes to the team? Because he knows the drop-off. When you get to the other midfielders is where it's at. And that's the problem. You know?
Who's that for me?
Double A, yeah.
Sorry, mate, yeah. I'm just thinking about...
You thinking about the games?
Think about Andy in his shop dealing with Prime from Scouse Swimming and all that. What's the best shop in Wakey? Oh, mate. No, mate, it was a worry. It was a worry last night with you see the team that we ended with and the drop off. Mate, as soon as Casemiro went, he clearly is the glue, and it's for a big club to have that much of a drop off in terms of quality when one player goes off, and then Rashford goes off, and I forgot Alanga was on the pitch. And again, it looked like I've got a McTominay agenda, and I don't want to have an Alanga agenda. But bro, seriously, he's a bigger ghost than Slimer from Ghostbusters, bro. I don't see him. I don't see what he does. Like, he's never about. I don't know what he brings to the team. So it's again, you go back to it, it's just worrying. And Ten Hag can only do, and he's saying the right things. You have to go game by game, and that's what he's doing. He's just taking it game by game, win the next game, and we see where we are with the squad, who's fit, and we try and win the next game. That's all we can kind of do. But one or two things are going to happen. Casemiro's going to get injured, or the goals for Rashford. I know he didn't score last night, but the goals are going to dry up, and then we're going to really be in trouble. And I think we're talking about the Europa League. I'd happily sacrifice the Europa League. I said earlier in the summer, we had the conversation. You guys were saying we should go to win everything. But yeah, I'm just kind of enjoying everything that's coming at the moment. Every win, I try not to think too far ahead, because if it did, it's worrying. But listen, we've all said it. Trust the manager. He's getting the best out of every single player that's stepping onto the pitch, bar McTominay and Alanga, but that's just because they're not good enough. But let's see where it takes us and where the next game goes and the next win. That's all we can think, really.
FA Cup draw tomorrow as well.
FA Cup draw tomorrow. But you mentioned it there, Double A, about the Europa League. The reason why I've mentioned targeting the Europa League, even with the injuries and I think our deficiencies and players dropping off in terms of form, say a Casemiro, the Rashford goals drying up, I look at the competition and go, there's no one in that competition I think is a juggernaut that we can't beat. There's nobody in that competition that I don't, even with injuries. Say we had 4 or 5 injuries, not injury crisis, 4 or 5 injuries. I'm like, we can get past these. But again, this is on Ten Hag to then go and rotate the squad. I'm saying and manage the squad. But I understand. I just don't want to throw away. I don't think we'll get an opportunity this good to win these 3 cup competitions again. In terms of like when you look at how the FA Cup draw,
the other 2 I get it, but Europa League.
Even Europa League outside of Barcelona, who do you look at in that competition and go, I don't want to play them?
Arsenal. I mean, you know,
do you think Arsenal are taking this? I don't think Arsenal are taking that serious.
Possibly not but they've just been knocked out of the FA Cup. It's another. You've got less games now, so they can maybe take it a little bit more serious. It's that in the league now for them. I just think it's games we don't need, and we should go and win everything, and that's how we've been brought up as United fans watching Fergie. We go and win every tournament that we're in, and I want to be like that, but this is a very unprecedented season in that we had the World Cup in the middle of it.
Yes.
And it just, you know, the Champions League finals, the 10th of June is that.
Yeah, that's crazy. It is.
It's mad.
10th of June. What?
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's late. The 2nd of June, week before.
What the flip, man?
Yeah. So the Europa League final is what, like the week before? Is it the week before?
Midweek, innit?
It's midweek. It'll be in the midweek.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no rest. What you're saying with that? I just look at it and go, if Arsenal don't face us in the Europa League, he goes and puts out a City-esque team that he played against in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
Arteta gonna go all in on the Premier League. They are going, and I understand that. You know what I'm saying? They're not wrong for that. We're not chasing the Prem, but I hear the points. I just look at the competitions and go, we have a genuine chance, and I don't think we will, but we have a genuine chance to win all 3 cup competitions we're in.
Yeah.
At the start of the season, if someone would have told me that, I would have said, you're talking crazy. There's no way.
Against Barcelona, though, we've got a 3 clear run to concentrate on top 4 as well, because it reduces the workload. It's only 2 games a week. FA Cup as well. League Cup out the way, so you play maybe once a week. So
I've said this. I
don't want Europa League to affect our league form. No way, because if we blow this now,
See, but we trying to finish top 4. And I get that because we don't want it to affect the league form in terms of momentum. But the whole point of getting into the top 4 is to win, is to get back in the Champions League. If you win the Europa League, you get back in the Champions League anyway. That's what, if the Europa League didn't have that attached to it, I wouldn't be like, yeah, go and do it. But to me, Europa League is there. I'm like, it's a European competition. Are you saying it based on the trophy? Both the trophy and because the reason why we want Manchester United to finish top 4 is to get back into the Champions League. That I understand. But Europa League, you also get that. Add on top, it's a European trophy. That can only help him. I want these players to get accustomed to being in the last stages of European competitions again, like 2-legged tights and things of that nature. Like what Double A and Andy are saying are not wrong. It's just different. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah. I would take it. I would switch up the team in the Premier League, but that's unpopular opinion. That's just me. That's all.
Jose did that in 2017. The Europa League, we won it.
I think that's nerve-wracking, though, man. Nerve-wracking.
Cost us top 4.
It really did, but
we won the Europa League.
This is the thing, and this is where Ten Hag has to balance it and get it right. Like, that's what it is.
The only thing is, though, with that, the Europa League then wasn't as great as it is now. We face Anderlecht, we face Ajax. The competition now is scarce, and I mean now it's better, bigger and better. But
it's only good because we're in it. That's
that's facts. It's only good because we're in it. And you could argue, if you talk to most people, they'll say if we're not favorites for it, it's Barcelona. When you look at it, Juventus ain't good. You know what I'm saying? And we know who knows if Juventus are going to be a club during this with everything that's going on.
Juventus
getting hit by points reduction. When you look at all the other teams, there's no one I look at. Again, someone in the chat may be able to tell me there's no other teams that go in the Europa League and go, I don't want to play them. Maybe Arsenal. They're the toughest left is Arsenal. That's it.
Arsenal, But again, you don't know what they're going to do. Big up to Zayn Miassi. He says here, Andy, if you buy well in summer, you can challenge for the title next season. You are a passionate, honest fan. Hope we have the Arsenal United rivalry next season.
Already got it, man. He's back this season.
Hey, hold on.
Now, fair enough saying you're an honest guy, but you're deluded at the same time, guy. Deluded. The rivalry was already there this season. After Old Trafford. So,
I think someone's stolen Zayn's phone there. That's the nicest message I've ever seen.
That was a lovely message. What is
reality about Champions League? So. Really nice, but we already have a rivalry this year.
Yeah, that was lovely. Big on my guy Lewis every single time.
Listen, Lewis, man, you're pissing me off. Chelsea are pissing me off, man, because them man are just literally just taking it. Basically, you know when you kind of like, I don't know, man. You get first pop, and what they've done is they've just basically took the piss in it, like, you know what I mean? You said to them, right, you know what it is, I'll tell you what Chelsea are. You know what Chelsea are, You know when you basically offer out your sweets and or something like that or whatever, or you say, right, take a swig of the drink. But you know when they finish it all, they take like a handful. That's what Chelsea have done. You said to them, right, I've won, and they've taken a handful out of the bag. And I'm like, brother, leave something for me in it. Like, what's going on?
No, they got daddy issues. They got daddy issues because they can't get everything what they want. Their chairman's buying this, that, and the other to appease everybody, all the fans. That's what it is. They won't get European football this season.
But that's why, though. That's why, Andy. They're doing it so the next season they're ready. And they're not going to probably not get Europa League football or whatever they're going to get this season. And the next season, because they know, right, we can offer them money and also we'll get back into the Champions League or whatever next season. That's why they're doing it. They know they can't do it in the summer.
Will he though? Will they keep Potter? You don't know that though.
Well, there you go. Exactly.
There you go. It could all go up in smoke.
Yeah. Big up Andrew Kaber. He says, I don't think our bench is capable of beating Reading. We beat Reading, innit?
Yeah, but he's saying our bench. He's talking about the bench players, isn't it? That's what he's talking about.
Sorry, the bench. Sorry. I don't think
yeah.
our bench is capable of beating Reading. Our squad is seriously thin. Myrtle and Coast should be chased out the club once we're sold. Listen, man, I've said it from day one, man. The Myrtle Madness crew, you've got a lot of talking to do, man. You know what I mean? But listen, I think for me, you got a point, and that's why Ten Hag has been reluctant to change the squad. He just keeps putting the same 11 or snairing off the same 11 pretty much every game. And every time when we say, oh, why has he done that? You don't see the drop off. Like, we still play the right way. Okay, we've had a few draws here and there. Arsenal was a loss, and I think the tiredness caught up to us. But the drop off isn't as huge. And then when you do that and you bring out Casemiro out, you see what happens now. You know what I mean? And you get outnumbered in that midfield. So I don't know, man. And like I said, right now, the midfield options aren't great. I think Ten Hag spoke about something, Flawless. He said something about, I want to do something, but it's up to the club, he said. Is that an interesting quote, innit?
Is that what he said? Well, basically, he's telling you all you need to, like, I'm doing all I can. Give me assistance. And there's nothing that he hasn't done in his 6 months here that he doesn't deserve assistance. And we ain't even asking for a lot. I'm asking for a lone player. I'm saying just go get me a Weghorst level player to play in the midfield. We've already seen in this short amount of time the impact Weghorst has had. When people are like, why are you happy that we signed Weghorst? Have you seen our team, people? Have you seen us options in attack? Our backup striker without Weghorst is Anthony Elanga. Let's just put that. We would have went to the Emirates, people, with Anthony Elanga leading the line. That should not be happening at any point in any form of any season for Manchester United Football Club. So I'm happy that we signed Weghorst, and the same has to be done for midfield. Ideally, 2 on loan. Yes, if we haven't got money, cool. Go and be shrewd in the market. And again, I'll say it again with the Eriksen injury. We need to go. Hopefully, that injury kicks the right people into gear to go and do the business. Yeah, man. Like, it has to be done. We got to take the opportunity. We do.
Yeah. There you go. Exactly. And this is what he said. By the way, Napoli have just scored last 5 minutes, so they're on course to win the Scudetto. But you know what? Erik Ten Hag, he says here, Erik Ten Hag, I've an idea, but in the coming days, if I had the opportunity in the coming days, then I would go for it. But this is not only up to me. I think at this club every day that has to be the approach. Double A, that's a. You know what? Like it's actually going out of our heads. That's a big comment. Big comment. That I've got an idea, but obviously it's down to the club, innit? Really, if they want to do it or not.
That's the comment of a manager that holds all the cards. He's in power. He knows that regardless of what they're saying to him, he's not afraid, whether it's because they're on their way out or it's because he knows the fans are absolutely 100% behind him. It's ridiculous. I don't know anyone that's a United fan that's against Ten Hag. So he's clearly got the backing of the fans, the backing of the players. You don't see anything coming out now. No one's moaning, no one's whining. Even players that aren't playing, you think Maguire would be one of the first to be leaking stuff, or if you believe stuff that from his camp. But you don't hear anything, and I think for him to come out and say something like that, clearly he's putting it on the board. So for him, he's got the tools. He thinks he can do a job to a certain degree. He now needs, like we've said, those extra little pieces that are going to get us over the finish line and help us properly compete on 4 fronts in terms of the 3 competitions and getting as high as we can in the league, definitely in the Champions League places. So if we don't do any of that, we fall at the final hurdle and we get beat by Barca. We don't finish in the top 4. We may win the League Cup and get knocked out or lose to City somewhere in the FA Cup. He's firmly letting everyone know it's on the Glazers, it's on Murta, it's on Arnold. It's nothing to do with me. I've told them what I need. They need to go and do it. If they don't do it, that's on them. But what we have to look at is why are we not getting back? You look at people are saying there's no money, this, and this. They stand to make a shitload of money, £7 billion. They can afford to release some funds to spend a bit of money and back this man. You know, and rival fans say he's been backed enough. He's only had 5 players that he wants. The rest he's been lumped with. Some players that have been here since Fergie and every manager up until now. They're not his players. He's doing miracles with them, but they're not his players. And he needs 3, 4, maybe even 5 windows to get everything in place for us to properly compete. 1 window is not enough. And this bullshit that the Glazers come out with, Murta comes out with, Arnold comes out with, that we don't like January. Nothing can be done in January. It's bollocks because every window is vitally important to get Manchester United back competing and being the biggest club in this country. We're not that. 1 window is not going to do that. Doesn't matter how much you'd spend, because we spoke about it several times on here, that they overspent on players. So we spent 250 million when really we should have spent not even over 200 million because we've overspent because they're really, really bad at the job. So for them to come out and say January is not a good time to buy players, Chelsea are slapping you in the face and proving you wrong. Arsenal are slapping you in the face and proving you wrong. Liverpool are even slapping you in the face and proving you wrong by going and getting a player that the manager clearly wanted. So the fans aren't buying it. You heard last night again, Glazer's out, and it's continuing to be that way, and that's the way it needs to be. Because we are being let down by this club at every turn other than what's being put on the pitch. So I just want them to go out. If they're going to go out on a high and make us prepare to become great with some great owners that hopefully come in and back this manager to the hilt.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You think there might be one last twist in it in the next 2 days? We might just sell somebody. Just, no, get rid of somebody. I don't care who it is. Like maybe Maguire, maybe McTominay. Get the money in.
They're keeping Lindelof, Andy. Did you not hear it today? United have resisted offers from Inter Milan and I think Atletico Madrid for Lindelof. So that's what they've done.
Right? The one who might leave on loan that I keep hearing about is Elanga. That's the one who continuously. But that's because Palestri's now playing his role, so seeing Elanga go out is cool. Hey, that might be the only way we do, Andy, is by signing a player, is selling someone. I think we're in currently. It looks like we might be in the sell to buy. 40
million from McTominay. Use it, get it in, push it through. Sorry, Tommy, you've been good, but you ain't part of this. Get him out, Newcastle. Ship him out. Just get him gone and use the money. And you could get 2, maybe 3 players within 24 hours. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean? Pay a loan, get a permanent, get Tillemans, this, that, and the other, another striker, maybe some cover. So you can do, you make one supreme sacrifice to get all the toys in the toy shop.
Yeah.
You can do that.
HK Mood says, unpopular opinion, that reason the number 9 at United has been a graveyard shift because of Rashford and Bruno. Until we replace whoever plays number 9, we will get limited chances. Listen, man, I think for me, we do need a backup to Bruno anyway, because at the end of the day, we can't be relying on him as well to kind of give us all.
He needs to pick up his form because his form has not been good recently. The past 3 or 4, and this is why I'm critical of Bruno. For all the praise he gets, he's been better this season. Yes, he's at 10. And I'm looking at you, all right, you should be the main creator or one of the main creators. And he's got 2 in his last 3, but his performances ain't been up to scratch. So, but again, you mentioned it. There's no Donny. We also need competition for him as well.
Yeah, exactly. Masood, big up to Masood. He says Eriksen has the second most assists in the league this season. The chance he creates for us will be sorely missed. This is worrying. Zamia says Ronaldo coming back in the summer. Either Chelsea or Arsenal will get him.
Please do. I hope he goes to Arsenal. I hope Zane. I hope you're right, man. I hope he goes to Arsenal. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I hope he is.
Oh, him and Piers Morgan, match made in heaven, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brown nose trousers time. Yeah.
Yeah,
wasn't it? Al Nassr manager blaming Ronaldo for their cup exit the other day as well. So yeah, bring him back by all means. It sounds like it's going down a storm over there. To be fair,
bloody hell.
Yeah. Exactly. Apparently, they're shouting Messi and that in the stands. It's crazy.
hey, just to put it out there, that's the player that our fan base said. Well, some of our fan base said should be leading our line for us to go and compete and win Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues and that. Hey, just pointing it out there, innit? Just pointing it out there.
Oh, I got my Messi shirt. It came this week, World Cup winning shirt. So that.
Where'd you get it from? That's been apparently that was been like nobody can get that. Apparently the Messi shirts anywhere now. It's I post. There you go.
Yeah. I know Del Boy.
Yeah, man. Listen, big up to everybody who's watching. There's 833 of you in the chat, guys. All you got to do is smash the like on the video. That's all. It helps the channel massively. So please, guys, smash the like on the video. Subscribe to my channel, Sarcasm City, AA Talking Kits, and also Andy Tate's channel as well. This comment here, I had to star it. It says, he has exceeded expectations so far. Reason alone should back him. He's got there, Andy. You know what I mean? That in itself, this season when we run like a lot of fronts, you know what I mean? Like it's one of them. It's almost like for you as well. Like you leaving later on, the Glazers leaving. You could say, right, you've won a trophy, you've done this, you've done that. Like I'm not saying that the United fans will kind of be a fun memory and whatnot, but at least you leave on what AA says on a high, a little bit of a high. You know what I mean? For you then to kind of move on to another club, whereas right now you kind of just like it's just one of them. It's toxic, isn't it? It's just like
whatever they do, even if they go out on a high, they will claim we had the best interests at heart. All the PR bullshit will come out. Then you'll see the biggest FU from the Man United fan base, mate. Yeah. Bloggers, influencers, social media. You know what I mean? No, everybody knows what they are. The parasites, and believe me, they will. Sooner they go good and riddance, and they've destroyed inside the club. They've destroyed it. The stadium's falling apart, and it breaks my heart to see it. The old girl, the way she is, because 20 years ago, it was the premier stadium in the country.
Yep, it's true. It's true. Someone saying Glazer selling the club is a big issue. I doubt there are loads of people lining up to buy United. I think they are. I think it's just a case of
course, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not Liverpool. It's definitely not Liverpool because we are actually going to go and get, you know what I mean, an ownership. But I don't know about Liverpool. But at the minute,
they're staying on and they want investment, don't they?
Yeah. What people have to understand is Manchester United are a juggernaut of a brand worldwide, people. Let me not reiterate that. Not just in the UK, not just in Europe. I'm talking from a worldwide. There's a reason Manchester United go on tours in Asia and it sells out. We'll go on tours in Australia. They could tour the Caribbean. They could tour.
I mean, the only place there's nobody is Antarctica. There's no fans up there because there's
no one up there. And I guarantee you, if there was one, they'd probably be a Manchester United fan. We've all been. You go away. Anyone who's from Manchester who's been away on holiday. I've been places and they don't even speak English too well. You tell them you're from Manchester, the first thing they say is Manchester United. That's the third thing that they say. And it's like, yeah, of course. It's the only team that matters. Of course. Like we are I don't think people understand. You don't have to sell Manchester United as a brand when you're going into deals.
Yeah.
As soon as you see the logo sells itself. It's like the Jordan logo or something. It sells itself. So absolutely. There's loads of people. If you're rich enough, of course you would. We're definitely a better proposition than Liverpool.
we need to buy ownership. We need someone who's going to come in and be serious because Chelsea is serious right now. They're spending money like there's no tomorrow. Obviously Arsenal will come back if they're going for Caicedo now. Next season, if they do get into Champions League and whatnot territory, they're going to spend money. So it's kind of like and obviously the options are now getting drier now. They're getting thinner. Midfield as well, options. So it's a case of just trying to survive this season. win some trophies, and then at least it gives us a lift off in it, Flawless, for next season. That knowing that okay, we didn't strengthen that we needed to, but we won a trophy, we won something here and there, and we got the certain additions, the short-term additions, maybe a loan. You know what I mean? But then again, where's the loans coming from? This is what it's very difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, because the loan, it is difficult. But again, I say this all the time. Another thing I say all the time: these people get paid big money to do this job. The reason why they get paid big money to do this job is because it's not easy. Is it easy to go and scout players and find players and get the best deals for Manchester United Football Club? No, but you're paid millions upon millions of pounds per year to do this. That's why it's not anybody who's done this. Go out there and do your job the same way we expect players week in, week out. I'm saying Ten Hag week in, week out to make the right decisions. Their jobs are extremely tough, but you are paid extremely well to do your role, and that's within anything in life. If you are paid extremely well, you are expected to do your job extremely well, no matter how tough it is. So there is players out there. Yes, I've said it before, I say it again. There's another thing. We've seen teams without our resources go and find players. This time last season, who was talking about Casado, who's now at Brighton? Now he's being quoted at 90, 100 million. Matoma, who scored today, this guy was in uni this time last year. Nobody mentioned him. They bought him from the Belgian league for 3.5 million. Now, if they were to sell him this window or they were to sell him in the summer, what would they be asking for? 80, 90, 100 million. So again, if Brighton can do it, Manchester United can do it. Again, it's different because it's tougher for us because the pressure's more so on our players. But again, I bet our people are paid more than the people at Brighton to do these things. So if Brighton are doing it and we see other clubs do it, then we can do it. So yeah, go and you have 2-3 days to go locate a midfielder on loan for 6 months. Sit down. I'm sure Ten Hag has ideas. I'm sure he said it in the quote. I have an idea. So I'm sure he's not sat there like, all right, I don't know who we're gonna get. I'm sure he has names.
He's thinking ahead already for the summer transfer.
Yes, I think so. Definitely, he's looking at. I think he's assessing his squad and going, all right, I'm gonna keep these players. This is the type of players I want to bring in. This is the profile. Because what I like about all the noise that's coming out, all the players who are reportedly leaving, all the players I don't want us to keep anyway. The likes of Maguire, Lindelof, Alanga, McTominay. I'm glad that it's these players that would, because they're not good enough for where we want to go to. And you mentioned it, Saeed, in regards to the amount of investment teams are having. Arsenal are going to go again in the summer. I'm saying Chelsea that are already signing players now. Newcastle is still here. I'm saying Manchester City, depending on, they're going to go again regardless. So the competition is even more fierce. So yeah, it's very important. Go and have a successful season when it's trophy.
Do you think he's being briefed on what's happening with the sale as well? Obviously, you don't mix it. Privately, he's getting briefed on it.
I think he's smart enough to be involved. I think he'll want to know. Like, right, what's the reports? Like, just what's going on? Because it's like that affects his job directly. So that's how I'm looking at it. I think he's definitely asking questions. He's not just like, I'm the manager, I'm not involved. Nah, who's taking over? What's going on?
It's true.
That's just me.
Yeah. Hit 44 says teams need to start hijacking Brighton's targets. Mitoma and Caicedo combined 7 million. That's mad. Big teams need to work harder in scouting. 88, you shaky your head there. What are you saying?
I don't think it's a case that we need to go and hijack the targets. Maybe go and hijack the scouting network.
I was going to say that.
They can clearly find that you'll be paying less for them, and they're getting you these unpolished gems that seem to be rolling through the door at Brighton. I'd rather go and do that. You know, even look at players like McAllister. You know, everyone thinks he's Scottish, a drinking iron brew, and he's a World Cup winner of Argentina. For God's sake, like it's mad. It's mad. Like we need to. You know, we're hoping that when we clear out this dead wood that's there, we bring in people who are top of their game, the owners, and it comes down top CEO, top director of football. They bring in the great scouting network, this scouting network that's gonna find these, you know, these little unearthed gems that we can start bringing through. Whether that's into the youth team, you know, we've got a good youth team at the moment, some good players coming through there. But to add to that, and even players that are ready to go straight into the first team. That's what we need to start doing again. And it's exciting because, you know, going back to that comment about is there anyone that wants to buy Manchester United? Like Flawless said, it's a juggernaut. It's the biggest sporting brand in the world. It may not be that at the moment in terms of what we're bringing in terms of revenue, because we are really struggling now. You know, we've been bled dry by the leeches. but we still can bring in that coin, and that name will ring true. And once we're back on top,
no Zaniolo. Anyone watch Zaniolo for Roma? He's been inconsistent.
No, but if he can play midfield, never seen him get him in. You know what I'm saying? If he can play, get him in.
Like I said, he's been inconsistent of late. But listen, top quality player for Roma. He wants out of Bournemouth now, but he doesn't want Bournemouth. But he wants to go out alone. The club will let him out alone with no obligation to buy. So, end of the day, that could be an option. But again, Man United just letting clubs like Bournemouth now, like they're buying like some. Like 30 million players, man. Like nobody's messing around now, Andy. Like, you know,
this ain't Vegas money, mate. It's Vegas, in it. The owners from Vegas, in it. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah, they got Jordan.
Ragnick, Ragnick Area 51 as well. You know, so it's a mystery.
Ain't Forrest in for Caleb? Ain't they in for Navas as well? And they trying to sign Navas, man. Caleb Navas, the Nottingham Forest.
What the Wolves lad?
Nah, the one that was at PSG and he was at Real Madrid. That Navas, the goalkeeper. Yeah. But what does that mean for Henderson?
Because Henderson's out injured as well.
Is he injured? Okay.
Yeah, probably he's out injured for a month or something like that. And obviously Wayne Hennessy ain't that guy in it, so they want to get, you know what I mean. And also just for the establishment of the club, you know what I mean. Imagine having Caleb Navas at your club, like, you know, to train with him and to gain understanding. I think it'll be massive for Forest, but. You know what I mean? This is even Felipe to get in as well. Oh, is that the Atletico Madrid defender as well? Wow. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But
everyone's strengthening Barros.
Yeah. And we needed the most, you know what I mean? Because we're on, you know, obviously not forefront because obviously Premier League is there, but still we still have to kind of almost chase off forefront because we have to still keep consistent in the Premier League. We have to still keep consistent in the Europa League. Obviously, Carabao Cup is there. You got the FA Cup, who now Chelsea are out, Man City are in there, Tottenham are in there, Arsenal are out, Liverpool are out. Listen,
Newcastle are out.
Newcastle are out. You know what I mean? Right. So it's opening up. It's possible. It's opening up, man.
Who do you want in the draw tomorrow? I mean, Leeds.
Bring me.
We could have Leeds.
Nah. Bring me.
I'd say
Sheffield United. Yeah, give me Stoke. Yeah, give me Stoke or Stevenage. Yeah.
Because I'm sure Saeed, we'd all get a ticket for that.
Yeah. Hey, if it's Stoke away, yeah. Give me a ticket. I'll be there for Stoke away.
Oh, brilliant.
I'll be there for that.
Who else is in there?
Monday night and Stoke.
I don't fear anyone apart from obviously Man City's Man City, but apart from that, like I don't fear Tottenham. I don't fear. Where do we? But there you go then. Exactly.
You guys talking about. You're talking about Stoke away, but United have been drawn at home every single round. We're getting another home.
If that's the way to Wembley,
hey, I'm with it. Hey, Stoke at home, man.
Like
Bro,
Luke, the League Cup, home, isn't it? All the way.
I don't. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. Someone said I want Bristol City revenge for 2017. Oh, listen, I remember that, man. Zlatan missed an absolute sitter after sitter, man. Crazy.
Rough.
Yeah. On your Keba says we had Ragnick who recommended Enzo Alvarez, Caicedo and Kuku Akanji. What did we do? Show him the door. Get that man back because he knows ballers. But what happens is on your Keba is that people think that they know better. Myrtle and all these guys think they know better. So he was like, you know what? Listen, let's just leave amicably. And then he was out the door. I'm sure Ten Hag would have loved a manager or a guy like Ragnick in and around the area. He would have loved it.
Come back.
Well, there you go. Who say, yeah, there you go.
Apparently, there's rumours that Ten Hag wouldn't even meet with him because he was still meant to be doing that advisory role only 3 times a week. Whatever.
I don't believe that, you know. But I don't believe it because imagine now United gave him a contract, an actual contract, and not a consultancy. Would he have said? Would he have had any say in it? But if you're at a club, though, sorry.
No, go on.
No, I'm saying, like, would he have any say? Would he be allowed to have any say if he's at the club and he's got a contract? You know, Ten Hag can't say nothing. Like, bro, he's part. It's like he's part of the furniture. It's like the guys at the top in the structure. They're there, aren't they? Are they not there? Yes or no? So he can't really say anything now. Oh, I want that guy out the door. It's because the role was so vague. They clashed Myrtle and Ragnick as to where the direction was. I don't see a Ten Hag who's got similar fundamentals telling Ragnick. Nah, I don't want this guy. That's just my perception of how I perceive it. I don't know if you guys think any different. You know, it's up to you guys.
What he's been saying, Ten Hag, in the last couple of days with that statement coming out, that big statement, it's sort of along the vibes of the last season with Ragnick. The honesty, you know, the blaming, like I say, we need open heart surgery. It's along those lines. So I can see maybe they're coming from the same level. They're coming from the same. They're reading from the same hymn sheet. So who knows that they could work together next season.
Well, someone mentioned it in the chat there, and one of Ten Hag's first press conferences, he actually said, "I analyzed players myself," and I think it was. I don't think he wanted someone over him from the previous season telling him which players to go for or whatever. I think that would change if, for instance, you know, if God is willing, we get Van der Sar one day to come in as CEO, which would be amazing. I think they have that working relationship already. That would probably work a lot more.
Sorry to cut you off, but is that not an indictment of the system and the structure that he can come in, Ten Hag? And listen, he's got every right to because he's a manager. But if it had a established role and we had a guy who, you know, was an actual sporting director, you know what I mean? I don't think they would have clashed. But the fact that his job was vague from the start, made him hesitate. Was like, you know what? If his job is vague, I don't really want him. You know what I mean? And it was vague, wasn't it?
I think with Ten Hag, he wants to be his own man, and I think I don't think even if Ragnick was here full time, I think he still would have come in and said the same thing. You can clearly tell he's headstrong. He's you know, he's focused on his job, on who he wants, and you know, we've seen the players that he's gone for so far. I don't think he would have listened anyway, even if Ragnick was still here. And I think it was probably best that he went because I think there would have been a clash of heads. Let's go and get people that Ten Hag wants to work with. That's what we should do. It's a fresh start when these owners go. And I think, let's go and get Van der Sar. Let's go and see how that works at Manchester United. But you're right. You're right, Saeed. It is an indictment of how poorly run we are because we've got people in footballing positions that know fuck all about football, and that's the worst thing. That's why we struggle so much.
That's why
we're known in the circles of transfers to be an absolute joke, and that's why did someone come out moaning saying, you know, there was a player that was worth 15 million. I think it might have been Alvarez. It was worth 15 million, and when we went in for him, it was then 30 million because you know that's what Manchester United will pay. But it should be that. Because we're a big club, but it's your job to negotiate them down. And if you can't do it, you're an idiot, and you shouldn't be in the job. And that proved that time and time again for me.
Yeah, and on the Ralph thing with Ten Hag, even if it's not Ralph, he'll have someone that he works with now who he'll probably go to and will help him with signings. He will get advice from. He seems like a smart guy. But again, that's back to our structure, and us going to approach a manager. Surely you get his team in place as well. But again, because it wasn't no long-term plan. When we planned to get Ralph, when we got Ralph, the plan wasn't Ten Hag. Ten Hag came after that. That was the issue with that. That should have been sorted out before. And if you're taught, all right, this manager's coming in 6 months, when you're sat down negotiating with him, what do you need? Well, I need this, this, and this, and then you go put that in place. But we can talk for hours on end about United structure.
Bro, I know. It's mad, isn't it, when you think about it, man? It's crazy, man. Big up to everybody who's still here. Nearly 1,000 people in the chat. I don't know if we're not on 500 likes, but we're demanding this week 500 likes, people. Let's get the likes up, man. I appreciate the support, the community, the people that come on here, support others in the chat as well. Flawless's channel, you know what I mean? Double A's and the Andy's. You get me? Like, I see the support for them man's channels. How many are you away from 5K, by the way, Flawless?
Now about 32. It's about 32 subscribers. Yeah, only 32. We're trying to get there before the month's out, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, we're going to do it today, mate. Are you mad about?
Let's go. Bro, what I'm saying.
What's going on here, man? 32 subscribers. Come on, mate. People, if we're not honestly, man, if we're not on 5K by the end of today's show, then we're not finishing the show until Flawless is on 5K subscribers. We're not finishing. Like I said, Double A is Rotec 1000 as well for Double A.
No game to 1,000, man.
Yeah, there you go. And Andy Tate, when he remembers his YouTube password, he'll be on.
Mate, it's a confidence thing. I do the Man United agenda, mate. I've got my own show on a Monday night now.
Let's go.
So I do the Man United agenda, and they help me really well. And like I say, it's learning and it's getting the confidence. It's like I say, it's just having confidence in yourself. I'm all for being on a debate with working with people, but doing content on your own, you got to know how to do it, mate. And I don't know, and I'll be honest. Yeah. I'd rather be there in the ground than sat behind a computer screen.
No. Front line. You're part of the front line army. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. We'll see you. Big up to HK Music, always supporting the channel. He said, why would they bump heads and where did this come from? Sounds like the club PR to make fans think that Ten Hag did not want Ralph Ragnick. Ralph would have been a perfect match. That's the way I kind of look at it. But, sorry, go on, Dubelli.
I was going to say, why didn't he stay then? If it was a perfect match, he would still be here and be helping him out, wouldn't he? Something happens. Yeah. And I think Ragnick called him out. Ragnick didn't like it. And Ten Hag's doing it in a probably a more subtle way in calling him out. But we saw with Ragnick, he was he was a mouthpiece for the fans. And I think, he did a lot of, for me personally, he did a lot of good in that he came in and saw that Manchester United was being run abhorrently, and I think he did a good thing in calling them out. Maybe potentially set the motions in them, really thinking about we maybe have to get out of here as quick as we can. But I would have loved to have seen him stay. He would have been a great person to work with Ten Hag. But there was clearly something. Ten Hag would not come out and say certain things about him judging his own players. That's a shot at Ten Hag, Ragnick for me, because Ragnick recommended 10 players and he's coming out saying I don't care. So that's clearly evident that he wasn't on board for working with him. For me,
absolutely, yeah. But like I said, what I mean? It's one of them people. We just have to keep moving. And like I said, 2 days. Well, you kind of call it 2 days because you've got Monday and then the whole of Tuesday to find something. And the excuse that they don't have, we don't play on them 2 days. United play on the Wednesday. I thought United would play on the Tuesday because they played on the Wednesday beforehand. Yeah. That's the way normally.
That's how it works in Europe. That's how it works.
Guys, we've got 3 o'clock next week. We've got a 3 o'clock kick.
I know, yeah.
Palace.
Finally.
Thank you. Powers it be.
I know, yeah.
No, it's only because it's the Munich anniversary and the club would never dare move that fixture for TV because they know the backlash, what they get. Yeah, of course. So absolutely. 3 o'clock, wow. Treasure it. Photograph it. Write it down.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, let me know if we've reached 5K on Flawless's channel, man. Please,
I'm literally
guys.
Just loading up my laptop, trying to check now, innit? So I'll let you know.
Yeah.
The laptop's just taking time loading up this other laptop.
So
as well.
Please, make sure you guys do that, man. Because we need
I had that the other night. Windows 11 took me 2 hours to load up.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Taking a sweet time.
It's crazy. Let me just check now.
I think there's something on in the Matrix. So many people having internet issues, streaming issues recently. So what's going on in the Matrix?
Yeah.
You got to go buy new equipment. That's what I had to do.
Everywhere because apparently there's 2 of me. One's in prison, but you know what I mean.
Hey, there's only one Andy Tate, mate. There's only one Andy Tate.
Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? The legend himself.
Yeah, trouble is, my Bugatti Veyron got nicked, and I've still not got it back.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Big up to is it Anza Kwanzi? Big up to you, my bro. He says just came from Carnage show. Yeah, that's Football Carnage, Grizz's channel. Big up to Grizz. Liverpool fans are having therapy sessions. We need to move. We need to be proactive this season. We need to get Bellingham at all costs to cement Liverpool's fall from grace. I don't want to beat you when you're down, but Bellingham is not coming to Liverpool without Champions League football, and I don't think you're getting Champions League football. Anza, that's my own honest opinion. But
the only way you do it is you win it.
And you said you know what you don't want to beat them when they're down. I will. Yeah, I'm hold that. I'm glad you lot are where you're at. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you think Bellingham's not going to save you lot. Let me just burst that bubble for Liverpool fans. Yeah. Bellingham's a great player. You need much more than Bellingham. You know what I'm saying? Much more. You could get Bellingham, you could get Enzo Fernandez, you could go and get Victor Osimhen, and you'd still be short, people. You You know what I'm saying? Just putting that out there for Liverpool fans. You lot are in a terrible. That's why you man are 9th.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The goal today, it was a carbon copy. That little bit of skill what Danny Welbeck did. When he and I thought that's brilliant.
There you go.
We had our worst ever season in the Premier League last year, and we weren't as bad.
Hold that Liverpool then. If you're not, you know what I mean? I was just trying to respect it because he said a super chat, but hold that Liverpool fans. Yeah, because he's a United fan. So listen,
big up Anza, man. You're a real one. I'm glad you was on Upwatch. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad you enjoyed the tears over there, man. I'm glad you
man. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you for donating as well, man. But listen, I was just trying to respect you there. Big up to Anya K, but before we wrap up as well, and guys, make sure you subscribe to Flawless's channel. There's over 900 of you in the chat, and if we don't get 30 of you, just 30 of you, subscribe to Flawless's channel by the end of the super chat, then I think we failed people, because 900 of you can't just be watching and not getting Flawless to 5K.
Come on,
it can't happen.
It's 24 guys, now. We're 24 short of 5K.
You're that lazy, you can't use your finger to click.
Yeah, just go subscribe.
That lazy bum on a Sunday night.
Yeah, 24.
You don't fools on a waste of time.
Yeah, man.
You are
exactly.
And a waste of time.
The biggest fool on YouTube. Yeah.
Anya Keba, big up to Anya Keba as well for supporting the channel. Eriksen doesn't know it all. He was hell-bent on getting Frankie de Jong, but Casemiro, who may be the board signing, is a better signing where the team is. I understand what you mean.
It wasn't.
But then again, it's. I think for me, Ten Hag was so adamant that he wanted the mentality of Casemiro. He said it on the show. We needed that. So it's kind of crazy when you look at the transfer window and say, you know what? If we got Frankie de Jong, we have got Casemiro. If we had Rabiot, would we have got Casemiro? It's kind of mad, you know, when you think about this. I
still don't buy. We scouted him for 4 months, Casemiro. No, I don't buy that.
What Casemiro is, people, an obvious signing. I could have made that one. Casemiro's go and get him. He's one of the best DMs ever to play the football, play football. Ever, people. He's a part of the best trio I've ever seen.
Steady Eddie, don't they?
Yeah, Steady Eddie. He's part of the best trio I've ever seen, people. He is ridiculously good. I could have said, should we sign Casemiro? Have you seen our midfield? Yes, we should go and sign Casemiro.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Big up the panel. Big up from Sandeep. He said, big up the panel. You four are like Casemiro, Bruno, Fred, and McTominay. I won't say he's McFred. Listen, Sandeep, man, if you call me McTominay, mate, or Fred, listen, we're having words, mate. You're getting blocked, mate. Listen, I'm meant to be Casemiro because I own the channel. Andy, you take McTominay? Yeah, you all right?
Hey, Sandeep, as long as I'm not Bruno, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'll take McTominay and Fred over Bruno.
I've nailed my colours to the mast about McTominay, mate. He's a bit part player, bit part. And if he's sacrificed in the next couple of months, I won't cry.
I'll be Mainu. I'll take Mainu. I'll be a youngster. Coming.
Yeah. There you go. But listen, people, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Make sure, again, like I said to you, only less than 20 of you have to subscribe to the channel. By the time, hopefully, the intro wraps up and Flawless gives his outro, you guys can subscribe. But let them know what you're doing today, man. And hopefully by the end of this video, people have subscribed when they
should be people. Well. I'm just refreshing it now just to see. So we're at 4,983. So big up everyone who's supporting. Saeed, love for having me. Love for supporting the channel as well. What we got coming up tonight, midnight, people, the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. So it's where myself, a few other panelists from other teams, and we just answer all your sporting questions, people. So it's not just on my, obviously you can ask Manchester United questions, but you might ask, it might be about Chelsea, it might be about Liverpool going out, maybe a basketball question, NBA wise, it may be about another sport. That's absolutely fine. And just check out the upcoming live stream schedule because we go live every day on the YouTube channel, people. Go live every day.
Super Bowl coming up.
The Super Bowl, yeah, there is the Super Bowl. So the rest of the gang will probably doing that on the Twitch. Make sure you go follow the Sarcasm City TV Twitch as well. I'm not sure. I don't watch the NFL. I leave the NFL show to the NFL dons. But I know it's coming up soon, so they'll probably be covering that. That's on the Twitch. But yeah, NFL, NBA over on the Twitch. Obviously, I do cover the NBA, and then obviously mainly football on the YouTube channel. But we go live at least once a day, but it's pretty much twice a day. Every day on the YouTube channel, people. So Sarcasm City TV, man. Go subscribe. Hey, love, man. Means a lot coming from you, Saeed. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Double A, big up to you, man. Thanks for coming on, bro. Let them know.
Yo, as always, like honestly, one of my favorite days of the week, coming chilling with you three.
Come on.
And you know what? Do you know what? You need praise on this show. And I sometimes, you asked me that question before, and I was like, I was asleep, and I didn't even know you were talking to me because I get engrossed by the chat. The chat on this channel, bro, are mad. They're mad. I love them, and I get engrossed in the conversations. And I'm like, wait, you said what? Wait. So big up the chat every single time. I love reading what you're saying and the conversation driving. Saeed, absolute legend. Doing his thing and bringing a community together, and that's what we like to see, especially in the content creator. Not many people do it. Saeed does it on numerous shows on the channel, so you support the brother because he does amazing things. Flawless, I hope when I grow up I'm flawless, man. I want to be that cool.
Love.
And then when I get a little bit older than that, I want to be Andy Tate because again,
legend.
The fact I get to spend the Sunday evening with Andy Tate, mate, is mad. And I get many people asking me about, and a mate of mine asked me, "Have you got Andy Tate's phone number?" I said, "Yeah, I have, mate." And he was like gassed out of his head. I was like, "I'm not gonna ring him. I'm not one belling him for you. It's not gonna happen, mate. I don't even know voice." Big up to everyone. If you want to check out more of me, I've got a channel on YouTube, Talking Kit. You probably tell I do like my football shirts, and we have a couple of shows on there. Tomorrow we do Desert Island kits, so I sit down with kit collectors, and they pick 5 shirts they will take to a desert island with them. Got a big one up tomorrow, and then a live show on Wednesday 9:30, full kit rankers. That's with an R, not a W. And we sit and we just rank 10 shirts. So yeah, Talking Kit is the channel, on the road to 1K, like Saeed said. So anyone that's happy to go over and get us up there, I would massively appreciate it, because we need more kit heads. That's what we're about.
Absolutely. Thank you. Andy, night off tonight. Enjoy your night off, mate.
Oh yeah, mate. I'm chilling. I had a good day watching a bit of FA Cup as well. It was good for £12, and no trains though. It was a bus. It was a coach all the way down there. Absolute joke. This country is on its knees when it comes to transport. I'm telling you.
Mate.
But big up the guys. Support the channel. Subscribe to all the guys. These guys are legends. Yeah. None of us would be here without anybody. We're all part of a football family, and just big it up and let's ride this Man United fun fair, because we're going places. Good times are coming.
Well, good time. And you lot in the chat as well. Make sure you hit the like button here. You know what I'm saying? It's all, you have to give people their flowers, people. So make sure you hit the like button right here, because you catch a Sunday. Saeed was the guy. We talk a lot about putting squads together. Saeed put this all together. This was all his idea, and you lot turn up week in, week out. So it's much appreciated.
Thank you for Zayn for the heartwarming comment.
Yes, and shout out to Zayn for that as well, man. It was but subscribe.
Even though your mum will be getting your credit card bill.
I was wondering where you were going with that comment then, mate.
Yeah. Unfiltered podcast. That's what it's about, people. Listen, I hope everybody's going to enjoy their rest of Sunday night. I'm going to go chill now, watch a bit of BMF, and man, listen.
BMF. I just watched, sorry to cut you off. I just watched
I'm going to watch some Rig. I've been watching the Rig on Amazon Prime.
Again, big up to everyone who subscribed to the channel new from here. Make sure you hit the notification bell when you subscribe. We're 4 short, so we're going to hit that. So love to you lot. Love for that site. That little plug there.
4 by the end of the stream. Right now, intro. 4 people subscribe to the channel. 4. Thank you.